Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Trade Talks Live. I am Roger Wakefield, a 45-year plumber. Started plumbing in 1980, and man, I really hadn't looked back. I got out of the trades a few times, learned new things, but I think it literally made me better at what all I was doing, building and growing. So 45 years of plumbing, I've learned a lot. And not just about plumbing, all the trades. Even before I started plumbing, I was a laborer one year. I didn't even think about that. I've been in construction even longer than that because I was a laborer. I did
back in
concrete.
the 1900s?
Worked at, yeah, back in the 1900s. I mean, not like 1900, but you know.
Just checking.
Yes, the later 1900s. But yeah, I was actually a concrete laborer for Capform.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Wow, for a big contractor.
A big contractor.
Nice.
So I started on commercial jobs. And really, it's funny because my first commercial job, you could walk over to one side of the building and look down and see the Cowboys training center when it was on Forest Lane. I mean, we were literally right above the football field.
That's cool.
It was neat. Yeah, it was really, really cool. Now you can't get within 500 yards of them, but you know, it is, and they can't get within 500 yards of the goal line. So it's kind of funny. But, you know, we talk about the trades each and every day because we truthfully believe that if you will study your business, your industry, your niche, your profession, each and every day for 30 minutes to an hour, you can move up to be in the top 5% of your profession. And guys, we bring you this information not so you know everything in the world, because I mean, trust me, we don't.
Nope.
But it's so there's less out there that you don't know anything about. And we really think that this helps us a lot because we're talking about stuff. It's like, well, Dad, you know, we talked about that the other day. And it does. It really helps us grow. And we get to do this each and every day because of y'all. And as you see, I don't do it alone.
That's it. Good morning, everybody. I am Henry Wakefield, a.k.a. Squirt, as you see down on the screen. Happy freaking hump day, Whiskey Wednesday, all of the above. It's a wonderful day out there, guys. And I'm 20-year pipe fitter by trade. Got in just after the 1900s, I guess. Plus, but I guess y'all did have me in crawl spaces back then.
You know?
Yeah, for sure. Back as a young child. But, you know, I loved my trade, loved building mechanic rooms, but now, you know, I had a family full of plumbers. Obviously, this is my dad. So I learned a lot of plumbing in the years, and that's why I get to run LeakPro now, and I get to build the coolest tools to put in plumbers' hands, and that's made me really freaking happy because growing up, I always heard losing out on leak detection jobs. Guys, I build leak detection equipment now and teach plumbers exactly how to use it so that you can pinpoint locate leaks, guys. So we'd like to thank LeakPro for sponsoring today's episode of the Trade Talks, where we manufacture the most precise leak detection system for professional plumbers. And I always suggest checking out the complete kit at our website, leak.pro. Or give me a call at 1-8888-LEAK-PRO. I'd love to talk about the equipment or the training and how we can help you.
And guys, we get to do this each and every day because of what I started doing on YouTube. So I also sponsor this video because I've got a YouTube course. But it starts with a free webinar that explains to you, look, you don't need a lot of fancy equipment. You don't need to have a lot of followers. You don't need to have a lot of subs to completely change the marketing in your business. If you want to learn more about YouTube and how to do it, go to justmattroger.com. And if you've got a company and you've thought about these best practice groups that are literally going to put you in a cookie cutter mold till you have to do things their way, you have to change your name, change your brand, change your image, change every single thing you're doing, check out Residential Service Professionals. Residential Service Professionals is a best practice group that has coaching, training, and systems and softwares. It is a business operating system that helps you buy back the time that you started your business to have. A lot of people do. They start their business. I want to spend more time with my family. I want to be able to do things with them on the weekends. But then they get their own company going. They're like, man, I work 9 days a week. And I've been there. I know what it's like. Check out Residential Service Professionals. It may be exactly what you're looking for. All right, we're going to start out with national news. And national news is big this time because it's all about Texas.
Yeah.
Okay? Where the state has just approved a $1.2 billion hydrogen pipeline corridor project.
Yeah.
That's a big project.
$1.2 billion, guys.
And I've never even heard of a hydrogen pipeline.
This is one of the first large-scale hydrogen lines in the U.S.
Wow.
A lot of eyes are going to be on this thing because it's one of the first, guys. So keep that in mind here. But I think this is really freaking cool. I love when Texas is the first to a lot of things. I'm sorry, I'm Texan born and raised, guys.
And normally they're like, oh, well, this is what they're doing in California, so we're going to do. It's like, you know what? Let's leave that in California.
That's it. But guys, this is the first one in the U.S. Okay, this corridor, it's going to run through major industrial hubs in Texas, linking directly with the hydrogen production plants. This is pretty freaking cool. But unlike natural gas, hydrogen introduces some unique challenges. Okay, it is more prone to embrittlement. Okay, meaning welders and pipe fitters are going to need specialized procedures and higher grade materials. Okay, the codes for the hydrogen, they're still developing. So contractors on these jobs, they're going to be setting precedents for safety and the construction standards here, guys. This is going to be cool, massive. Welcome to the future. This is how things get started. The state estimates thousands of new jobs in civil, mechanical, and electrical trades. They're all going to come out of this, guys. For the tradespeople, signals a clear shift, guys. Hydrogen is shaping up to be a fuel transition that we can work on for the next 30 years.
And this is wild because I know a lot of the, and I don't want to call it the particular part, but there's things in plumbing where they're starting to design hydrogen systems.
Yeah.
And man, we get to see this because look, guys, we go to the trade shows and we do it for a reason. It's not just to hang out. It's not just a party. It's not just to drink.
Those are perks.
Or wait, maybe it is. Maybe that's why we go. But while we're there, we get to learn. And learning is really cool. But we get to learn about all this new stuff. We get to see stuff like this already in action. So it is neat. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Helping Hands. I don't have to. Helping Hands Handyman Service. Good morning, fellas. How are you doing? Good to see you in here. Hope you're having a wonderful day. And he says, LOL, I'm a Cowboy fan.
Me too. I've been all my life. I remember when we won those Super Bowls, baby. I watched them as a kid.
I used to be. Yeah, you were a little young kid. You're like 11
good
years
times,
old.
Man. Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched them. I enjoyed it. My son asked me one day, he's like, Dad, how are you a Cowboys fan? And it's like, well, I know you don't believe it, but we used to have this team that was amazing. We went back-to-back Super. It was a great thing to be a part of.
Used to be good. Then Jerry Jones took it.
Now it's good.
Well,
and bad
he took over
Cowboys
before
fan.
that. I get it.
That's it. But me too, brother. And that's why we can all cut up and joke about it and just keep on cruising.
Because we know what it's all about.
That's it.
All right, so we're going to jump into website review. Today's site is builderspace.com, a resource built for contractors and tradespeople who want to stay current on materials and innovation. The platform highlights case studies on modular construction, sustainable lumber, prefabrication, and even robotics in building. Now, the cool thing is, unlike a lot of other sites that try to disguise themselves as sales funnels, this one is primarily educational. A recent piece on cross-laminated timber showed how mid-rise offices are accepting it faster and adopting to it faster than expected in the United States. Now, guys, they use this stuff all around the world. We're starting to lean that direction. Whether you're a foreman trying to understand what's coming down the line or an apprentice looking for accessible training resources, Builderspace is the type of hub that you can bookmark and visit often. You're going to learn things. Squirt, why'd you pick this one today?
Man, I picked this one because honestly, guys, it's about efficiency. It's where everything's headed in the future. It's something we talk about a lot on this channel, all the things coming and things like that. Because some of the articles in here, it's a way you can dive deeper into our 5-minute segments. Because we talk a lot about these issues. 8 major problems that green buildings solve. We've been talking about green buildings, been showing them off. I think it's going to be really cool. And
one of us knows a little bit about them.
I was going to say, and I actually read something the other day.
We both know a little bit about them. But
it's going to become some standards in some cities, and I was reading that. It'll be coming soon on our show, I guarantee it.
It will be, you're either building a green building or you're not building a building.
That's it.
It's going to be one or the other.
That's where it's all
Here's
headed.
The new standards. Yep.
This is a great resource to come find out some of the innovations that are coming, guys. What's the difference between the smart city and the normal city? We've talked about some of that.
Well, Dallas is the smart one, and Norman, no, never mind. I'll stop.
This dives deep into the data to be able to figure out the data between Dallas and Norman, you know. But 20 features every smart building should have. If you're out there, you're curious at some of the innovations, you're not sure of everything, this would be a great resource to go and figure out the features. This is going to tell you the most modern, the most efficient, the best upgrades that you can possibly do at your home or your building. Some of these aren't going to play into your home, I'm sure, because commercial buildings have a lot of other needs, but you can actually keep them in thought as to how that can transition into your space. Sustainable building materials. We've talked about that a lot here lately, how high-rise buildings can be made sustainable. The timber projects, like I was talking about a minute ago, there is wood sustainable building materials. 7 facts.
It is if it's from the Forest Stewardship Council.
Sure is. And then now we're making all these other types. Oh, what's it?
Oh, the laminated
Yeah, the
wood
laminated that's stronger than steel.
Yeah, neat stuff.
Is that smart? Sounds genius to me. It's lighter and it's stronger. Yeah.
And we can manufacture it.
What do we got to do to install it?
We don't have to cut down
Cool.
trees for it.
Let's do it. Yeah, that's
Makes
it.
sense.
Or cut down fewer trees for
Yes,
it properly. 11 different types of smart buildings compared, because not every smart building is going to be the same. They're built for different things. A data center is going to be different than a lab, guaranteed. They're going to have different parts and components into it. So get in here and kind of explore, guys. That's why I wanted to show this off, because it really does feed in line to a lot of things we talk about here, because we know construction is headed to be more efficient in the future. Green buildings, everything, guys. That's becoming
where
the
we're
now.
going.
Like, that's it, and it's where we're going. But it's really starting now, and this is rolling out all over the country in different spaces. So
Yes, it is.
keep an eye on it, man. Check out the site.
All right, we're going to jump into business growth real quick. So, recession proofing your business with service agreements. Now, in HVAC, they're big. This has been the staple for decades now. 20 to, God, I've seen up to $79 a month agreements to keep equipment tuned. Now, plumbing and electrical companies are starting to catch on. Imagine a $25 a month plan to service and flush a water heater, annual drain inspection, wrapped into a subscription. And guys, you can say, well, you know, if I'm doing that, I'm doing the work for free. Well, no. If they pay you $25 a month, just say 25 for a year, that's $300. If you go out there and flush the water heater, that's a little over $300. I get it. But every time you're out at the house, because you do a couple of annual inspections, you're looking for any other problems. And guys, if you're in their house each and every year, when they got plumbing problems, who do you think they're going to call? Contractors who've adopted these programs report seasonal drips or seasonal dips, or drips, if you find them, cut by 30 to 40% because cash flow keeps coming in. And the good thing is, guys, you can do all your PM work, all your preventive maintenance work during your slow time. And when that's coming in during your slow time, that money's still coming in, it helps you as the business owner. Now, the key is to training your techs to explain the value at the door. Instead of a $200 flush today, you can cover it for $25 a month, and it includes priority scheduling. If you're a member of a company, we used to do the green diamond or something.
Yeah,
if you're a member,
package,
when you call, you're first in line. You're the next house we're coming to. This builds long-term customer relationships. I love calling it like a friends and family deal.
Yep.
Guys, this is what we would do for our friends and family. We're going to do this for y'all. It locks in loyalty and helps cover payroll when the phones get a little bit quieter. And guys, nobody wants their phones to get quiet, but it does happen, especially if you're not doing YouTube. Just snuck that in.
That's it. And
Go to justmetroger.com.
And offering that water heater flush, okay? When you go in to flush a water heater, how long do you let it flush? Think you could
Not very long.
do a little house inspection while that flush is going on? You watch, you make sure is the drain keeping up, everything's going good, everything's going smooth. Cool. Let me go inspect some other plumbing here while this is going on. That's knocking out things within the same amount of time, within that same little window. to help keep this cost as low as possible, because we know labor's the major factor. The less amount of time that you can spend there, the better. But you want to be thorough while you're there, because the whole point of this flush and check is that possibility of another project that's not a part of that package. That's where the money's at, and that's how you keep busy even in the slow times, because slow times when you send them and then they find that extra project that you didn't know about.
Now you got
work to keep your guys busy, and that is the best feeling when you're the one trying to keep that work in front of your guys.
Keep them busy.
Yep.
All right. Tyler Stanford. Tyler says, back again from yesterday. 24-year-old, got machine shop, living in a 40 by 50 with mills and lathes, Swift lathes, EDM, injection molding, pipe bending, and what. I mean, you got all kinds of stuff going on.
Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of a shop that we want to have. But we're working towards it.
I know how to run a lot of those.
We're working towards it. Helping Hands, Handyman Services, heading out for the day. Have a blessed day, everyone. Brother, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. All right, so service work. Now, this is one that I like this, okay? But one of the most underrated branding strategies for service companies is community sponsorship. Yep. Little League teams, county fair booths, parade floats. What can you do to get your name out in front of people? Man, and I used to have some good ones, like a bench. Say there's a daycare. What if you ask the daycare, can I install a bench out here in the front for the parents to sit on when they're waiting on the kids to come out if they get here early and it's a beautiful day and they want to sit outside? And that bench just happens to have your logo in the middle of the backrest or something. Grocery carts. You know, I did that for Texas Green Plumbing one year. Put them on the grocery carts down at the store right down the road from my house. Went in there the other day. One lady bought every one of them. Every person pushing around a cart sees her face and reads her ad the entire time they're shopping.
Yep.
Stuff like this works. These are type sponsorships that stick in people's minds. I've seen contractors put $2,000 into sponsoring a local sports team and land more than $60,000 in contacts and contracts within the year.
So easy.
Imagine $60,000 worth of new contracts, new contacts, new people that are in your hub. Even if you did that for 1 year, now you're sending out, you've got them in your CRM. They see your stuff. They use you one time. Now they're in your CRM forever. If you follow up and follow through, they're with you forever.
And if you're a tradesperson out there that does not have kids, baseball. We're typically at the ballpark 5 days a week, seeing your banner every one of those days. That's why your company stays top of mind for the parents that are out there with their kids, because they see it all the time. Literally, I feel like it's a second life at the baseball field when season's going.
You know, it's so cool. The morning radio station I listen to here, KSCS, Hawkeye in the morning.
Yep.
Had actually sponsored a baseball team a long time ago. Mm-hmm. And they call them the Hawkeyes. Pretty cool. Had their name on it and all that. Well, there's a new upcoming artist, and I don't remember which one it is, but he was talking to him the other day. Said the guy came into the radio station the other day and was talking to me. He said, you know, I grew up here. Says, grew up in Arlington or wherever it was.
Was on that team.
He said, you sponsored our team. He said, I was a Hawkeye. He's like, what?
I love it.
He says, yeah. And, you know, kids don't forget that, y'all.
Never.
And those kids in your neighborhood, guess what? They become homeowners.
They call you.
And they're going to call you because you took care of them when they were a kid.
Yep.
And guys, stuff like this is amazing. It works because it's personal. Okay. Parents and families remember who supported their kids. You want to impress somebody, support their kids, support their parents. Walk into the house with dog biscuits and say, ooh, you got a puppy dog. Well, number one, your CSR should be asking you, are there any dogs, any cats, anything my people need to know about? Yeah, there's a dog, but he doesn't bite. He's good. Okay. Now the plumber coming in knows I need to have doggy treats in my pocket. And when he gets in and she says, you know, here's our dog. And he comes up, he's like, may I give him a doggy biscuit? And they're like, yeah.
Yeah, no problem.
You give me a dog, that dog loves you. Mama ain't calling nobody else, I'm telling you. Mm-mm. Don't just slap the banner on the fence. Show up.
Yes.
Show up, because then when parents look at you and say, so which one's your kid? It's not. I'm one of the sponsors. And man, I just love coming out here watching.
I sponsor them all.
Yeah. And they're like, oh my God, we love you.
Yep.
You help pay for the field. You help pay for the maintenance. You help pay for this. You help pay for that. Thank you so much. Hand out branded water bottles.
Yeah.
Man, show up. I mean, I don't know what it'd cost you. What are there, 8 or 10 teams in a league? Yeah. 8 or 10 kids on each team. So there's 100. Buy you 100 plastic water bottles, give them to every kid and say, hey, this is for y'all to bring to the games.
Yeah. And
they will. They'll show up with them every freaking game. Your name is everywhere. Talk with the families, be visible. It's grassroots marketing, but it creates a trust factor that even Facebook ads can't compete with. Guys, that is good stuff.
Yeah, don't miss out on this opportunity because it's massive. And I've talked to a lot of plumbers. Guess what? We only want 1 or 2 zip codes. Okay, we'll sponsor the teams in those zip codes.
Right, dead center of them.
Boom, and talk to the families. And that's the key is show up. If you are seen there on a decently regular basis, that stands out more than you really understand.
Joe Golick III says, I'm a full-time HVAC instructor. Man, I love that. Congratulations to you, brother. And it's been challenging, but your videos are awesome. Yeah. Is it challenging because you're watching a plumber? I'm a certified HVAC tech too, Joe, if that helps you out any. Man, look, I appreciate people like you. I love the fact that, number one, you're teaching the next generation. I used to be an instructor in the union, and that's huge. And I've probably done, 6 or 8 television and radio interviews here lately about trying to find instructors, because now that we're telling everybody, look, college isn't worth it, and they're finally realizing, hey, they're telling the truth. Trade school's a great opportunity. Now I'm hearing there's not enough instructors, and I'm getting called to be on radio shows and television shows for that. So, Joe, put in here, where are you located? I'd love to know. All right. MET, Randy, leak detection has become one of the best diagnostic upsells for plumbers and mechanical contractors. And I've been telling them for years, that's what I use to grow my business.
It opens so many doors and creates opportunities. Like, something that I've learned in business since I've been learning is the best way to sell your product or service is for the customer to have a problem and you to be the person that can fix it.
I'm going to tell you something here. And this is something that I heard a speaker say one time, and I will never forget it. You're paid in exact proportion to the size of problem that you solve.
That's it.
Guys, a leak under a slab is the biggest plumbing problem anybody ever has. The biggest.
We are not Superman. We can't see the leak.
I can. Well, I can
Once
hear
we
it.
find it and dig it up, we can see it.
I can hear it. Yeah.
But just walking and looking like, nope. Now, occasionally an infrared will be able to enough temperature difference to go, yep, the leak's here. I know it because look at the temperature difference.
Maybe.
But that's it. It can only see so deep. You got to think about that. But this really is, it's an opportunity opener, because you go in to do a leak detection. Guess what? There's a leak there. It needs to be fixed. Do you know how easy that upsell is? So simple. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But for years, this was the domain, okay, of specialized leak detection companies. We broke that.
Yep.
We broke that at LeakPro.
When I decided, look, I'm going to learn to do this myself. Yep. Now, there's other plumbers doing it with old, antiquated equipment like geophones.
Yep. That's cool.
It's not near as good.
Mine's that on steroids.
Yeah.
It beefs it up more. It's electronic. It enhances it. That's like going acoustic guitar to being hooked up to an amp and having a rock guitar, a real guitar.
Mm-hmm.
But, guys, the technology has actually become accessible for service shops to bring it in-house. Thermal cameras, acoustic devices, some tracer gas stuff. You know, a lot of people ask me, well, how's yours going to do everything? Like, look, I wouldn't just have one piece of equipment. I'm going to want multiple things depending on where that leak is. Yeah, I can use mine to find any leak out there, but speed-wise, sometimes a gas tool is going to be a whole lot better. If I'm dealing with a 1,000-foot water line and there's a leak, if I can run through with some tracer gas, I'd much rather do that. It's going to be quicker, and saving labor helps. But once you find that leak, that customer still needs that leak fixed. So this is a great way to be able to specialize in something and open a lot of doors. Because if you pinpoint that problem, you're not guessing at it. Look, hey, I know your leak is right here. Would you like us to fix that today? Here's what we do for that. But homeowners love that. Especially when it's like, look, this is exactly where the leak is. Something I love for most of the customers I hear, using your equipment, every time I'm in the hole. You come out for training, you're in the hole. So when you show that customer, hey, it's right here, and then you end up fixing it and you open it up and, man, that leak was right where you said. They tell everybody that.
Oh, yeah.
Because you,
I don't know how they did it.
You were just Superman in their home. And that's what they say. You were the superhero. That stands out. They love that, and they want to tell everybody about that because it's like they just came in and used X-ray vision. I love it when people talk about my equipment because they're like, "Oh, it looks like it came out of a sci-fi video." I mean, and they found it. It was right there. Instead of having to tear everything up, drill a bunch of holes, and still not know where it is, which I've seen them cut holes and not be where the leak is at all. You don't want that to happen. So don't do that. Use this as that stepping stone to get in the door, be able to prove that you are a professional at what you do, you know what you're talking about, and that sets you up for success with that customer.
And look, coming from somebody that had a plumbing company, we'd go out and we'd do diagnostic fees anywhere from, normally it's $375. We tell them like it's $375 an hour. We're normally there 2 hours, okay? Because we're going to go through and first of all, verify, is it in the yard or in the house? Is it hot or cold? Where is it? We're going to isolate different valves. We're going to do different things. So $375 sometimes could turn into $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 because the detection gave the customer the confidence whenever you told them, hey, it's right here. And then they're like, okay. And then you say, do you want to pay with your money or mine? And they're like, what do you mean? Well, we finance this.
Oh, fix it.
Yeah. They're like,
wow. I ain't got to pay nothing now.
And then you say, yeah, it won't cost you anything today.
Yep.
It's not going to cost me anything today, and you get this fixed. As long as you can get the credit approval passed, absolutely.
Yep.
And it shortens the sales cycles. It increases trust, and it reduces the callbacks because literally you've got it fixed. You're done. And guys, we get to do this because of everything that I started doing 7.5 years ago. I started doing YouTube. And when I did YouTube, it literally, man, it made my business grow. I made videos about leak detection. I made videos about whole house water filtration. I made videos about what really wasn't the plumber's choice, throwing them off the roof. I've done a lot of fun stuff.
All down to how to fix a toilet.
All the way down to
basic and
how
simple.
to fix a running toilet guaranteed. And I may have to unretire my orange shirt just for another video like that. But, the thing is, guys, look, your industry, your business, your niche, your profession, you can be the voice. You can be the one that tells people why they need your product, why they need your service, why you're better than everybody else. And that's what I do is I teach people how to fix it. I teach people how to fix the problem of the phone not ringing. If you want to learn more about it, go to justmattroger.com and check it out. It's a free webinar. It's not going to hurt you. You're going to learn that, hey, maybe I do need to learn a little bit more about YouTube and figure out how to use this. And if you've already got a business, go check out Residential Service Professionals. It's a best practice group that builds a business operating system for you, for your company. It doesn't tell you you've got to change everything and fit this mold. It tells you, look, let's take what you've already built, what you've already done, and let's improve your systems. Let's improve your systems, your operations, and your processes. And if you do that, you get to build the company you wanted to build, and your people love working there. They're making more money. They're having more fun. Anyway, you want to learn more about that, go check out residentialserviceprofessionals.com.
And everybody, we would like to thank LeakPro for sponsoring today's episode of the Trade Talks. We build the most precise leak detection system for professional plumbers. And I always suggest checking out the complete kit at our website, leak.pro. It comes with both pieces of equipment that we build. But guys, don't just settle on the tools. Get the training if you don't know how to do leak detection. I offer a 2-day in-person training here. We've got a training center built I've got leaks under a slab to go out there and train you on how to do the full process. You're going to start out with 130,000 square inches, and you're going to go, oh, it's right here. And by the end of the second day, it will be in your hole every single time that you lay down a chip and locate a leak. We'll go through line locating, pinpoint leak detection under the slab, outside of the slab, just underground. But then we'll even go through and train you how to go to the clean out outside of a home and be able to do testing to determine exactly where a sewer system's leaking. So if this interests you, check out our website, leak.pro, or give me a call at 1-8888-LEAK-PRO, and I'd be happy to talk about the equipment or the training and how we can add this to your business or start your own leak detection business. Either way.
And don't call right now. He's busy.
A little occupied. Just a little.
Little tied up.
You can leave a message.
Exactly. All right. MEP, cold weather condensation control on rooftop installs, is one of those things that gets overlooked until it freezes.
Yep.
And then when it shows up as water damage, it's not good because then people are freaking upset.
Yeah.
Okay. The issues usually come down to a poor trap placement, inadequate insulation, or even forgetting to install heat on drains. Some of them need the heat trace. Midwest crews, they're already seeing inspection failures because insulation was misspecified or lines weren't routed correctly. The results, the roof membranes get ruined, mold grows underneath it, and then warranties. That's a fight you don't want to fight. It's a detail job. You've got to be very specific about the depth of your trap, the size of your trap, the fall on it, every single thing. But the cost of getting it wrong can run into the tens of thousands of dollars. Proper routing, heated drains, and vapor tight insulation are small investments that can prevent huge warranty callbacks. Those liabilities, they end up on your shoulders, and you've got problems then.
That's it. And right now's the time to check this, guys. This is why I wanted to bring it up, because we're entering fall. Guess what? Next week's going to be winter. I mean,
yeah, no doubt. It's liable to snow here next week. You never know.
That's it. Like, I'm in Texas. You don't know what's going to happen around here. But I wanted to bring this up because guess what? If you're a maintenance guy or you're on a call or something and you see something that's not prepped for winter, it's time to make that customer aware that they may want to start thinking about that and getting it ready so that this emergency doesn't happen down the road. Because the main thing I'm about is foresight and trying to look ahead to be prepared. And if you see something like this out there, let a flag trigger in your head and you go, hey, you may want to get that ready for winter. I'm already starting to think of my winter prep because it's going to be time to do a filter and get everything re-insulated because I know the cold's going to be here before we know it.
Guys, he's serious.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're in Texas, so we know.
It takes a while to get here, but
it's not good. It's not good at all.
I know. I can't believe it's already October.
I know. Guys, we're in the last quarter of the year. Y'all realize that, right? It just started a few weeks ago.
Today.
Well, no.
Oh, the fall.
The January 1st started just a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I know it was.
This year's just flown by.
New Year's was the other day. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Hotels and healthcare, where the work is. Facility expansions are booming across the country. Now, these are some of the most recession-proof projects that you can get into because patient demand does not drop when the economy slows down. Matter of fact, people get depressed. Patients probably increase.
Yep.
The work is heavily MEP-driven, medical gas systems, which I love.
You like that, don't
I'm
you?
a master med gas plumber. I love it.
I like it when they get real big. Because like I worked at Parkland, one of the biggest hospital.
Oh, yeah.
It's also big med gas lines. I got to watch them plumbers work on.
Oh,
I'm
man,
like,
it's cool.
That's my kind of brazing right there.
It is freaking cool. But the work is heavy MEP, and y'all need to understand that. Because it's not just the med gases, it's the redundant HVAC. Yeah. Specialized plumbing for labs, clean rooms. It's the first time that I ran like RO water systems or DI water systems or stuff like that because of the dialysis. And then you've got acid waste drains. There's just so many different things that are crazy in a hospital. It's like, man, this is just all new stuff.
Steam and condensate
going
to
I did that at a hospital.
Every room, like, because you've got a sterilization space in every room. The small hospital that we did, that's a lot of steam and condensate in the grand scheme of things.
And,
it's
and every
like,
hospital doesn't
holy
have
cow.
those.
Correct.
But
Not
the ones
in every
that
room.
do,
But
it's
the ones
like,
that
look,
do,
this
it's
is a big
lot.
deal.
That's it. Because, like, I even put in a steam wash station where they could actually roll in the bed carts and everything and sterilize everything. I was like, holy cow, this thing is
I hope they
big.
took the patient off before they sterilized.
I'm not sure if they did. That was always our question. It was
I
like,
would-
hey, guys,
it'd
y'all
be
want to
ni-
get in and go through the car wash or what?
It'd be nice to know, hey, I'm steam clean today. But guys, look, you got that, and then you got clean rooms.
Yeah.
Because remember, a lot of these labs that they treat it just like the clean rooms that we've worked in for years. Now, retrofits are even trickier, and I've worked on Methodist Hospital. I've worked on Medical City where we did tie-ins to the other. So, man, anytime you're tying into other systems, it's twice as much precaution.
Yep.
Because lives are at risk. But it's infection control. I remember working at Children's Hospital. If you had to climb up in a ceiling tile, literally you rolled your cart up in place, your cart dropped down on the floor, had plastic walls around it, zip screens. You raised it up till it pushed up against the ceiling. And it literally, I mean, it was like just bigger than the tile. You unzip it, you climb in, you zip it up, take your ladder off the hook, set it up on the floor, climb up. You're in a closed-in area right in the middle of a floor.
That's pretty cool.
But it's all for that. Negative pressure rooms, strict dust contaminant, and the need to keep parts of the facility operational while you're building everything else all the way around it. We're seeing growth in the Midwest, the Southeast, California. Contractors who have this expertise are billing at premium rates because not every crew can step into a hospital.
Yeah.
Not every crew wants to.
Oh.
And, you know, that's another thing too, your background check. If you're going to be working in a hospital where kids are, because Children's, it was all kids.
Oh, yeah.
And man, Children's was the coolest place. And I love working there because you could literally walk down the corridor and they had like these lights built into the ceiling where it would look like a shooting star.
Oh, that's cool.
And, you know, kids would be, you know, laying on a gurney going down and you'd see them turn their head and smile real big.
Yeah.
And then normally the nurses or doctors, somebody will say, make a wish.
That's good. I got to work at Scottish Rite, and we got to eat in the cafeteria there. A lot of places we go work at, they're like, no construction in the cafeterias, period.
Yeah, no construction workers.
They were happy for us to be
Yeah.
in there because we got to see the kids. And they're like, look, we want y'all to see the reasons that y'all are here doing this. And it's like, oh, I love that. I want to work at this hospital more. And it feeds both ways. And it's really cool.
I did a motorcycle rally. And I had my chopper, had my old red one, and got down there early. And, you know, you see all these motorcycles start lining up. And, you know, you see all these kids looking out the windows and all this. And I know I shouldn't have started. This little girl comes out and she's got a harness. And she's got like 8 wheels around her. She's got an assembly that she's holding on to help her walk. But she's got a halo thing around her head with all these pins stuck in all the way to her skull and a spring to help hold her upright. And this thing basically drilled into her head is what keeps her erect. Happiest girl on earth. And when you see people like that, you love the jobs.
Yep.
You love what you get to do. Now, I was there for a motorcycle rally, but one of the guys who invited me had a hand that was deformed when he was born, and he had been there. And it's funny because, you know, the big flying machine that's like in the entryway when you come in, it's hung over and it's up there, and it's like this flying truck with stuff on it, and there's animals on it. And he's talking about it, and he's like, man, this thing is freaking huge and all this. We walk in there, it's about the size of a Jeep. But when you're little,
Yep.
it's massive.
Everything's so much bigger, baby.
Neat
Yeah.
stuff. We get to work in some amazing places. It's pretty cool. All right, Squirt, instructor training.
Man, all right. Now, this is an idea. It's actually changing how shops approach safety meetings, okay? Letting apprentices lead the toolbox talks. And I feel like I was on a job where we would print out the toolbox talk, and every person on the crew would end up leading a toolbox talk throughout the month.
Yep.
I loved this as an apprentice, though, because when you're green on the job and you're kind of scared to talk to everybody, you're the first guy that gets handed it, and it's like, yep, you're leading the safety meeting. You really get to build that relationship with the crew really quick this way. Instead of that foreman just reading the sheet, you have an apprentice that takes on that role. But you don't just give them the sheet. Make them research it a little bit so that they can give their side of it so that we can see it from their perspective. And let them present it to the crew. This builds that communication, like I was saying, but it also helps really build the leadership skills because it's teaching them to talk to the crew.
And to get prepared to talk to the crew.
To get prepared to talk to the crew, having all your ducks lined up and ready because you've got to go present this to the guys. The guys that tell you exactly what to do all day long, every day. So, but it forces them to actually understand the safety issue. And it keeps the rest of the crew more engaged too, because they're going to love to rag on that apprentice a little. But we call that constructive criticism in the trades.
You bet.
OSHA inspectors have even noted that crews retain information better when the training comes from the peers, not from that foreman, that boss. I've seen apprentices who struggled with the confidence suddenly step up when they were put in front of that group. Because guess what? You're the one leading it. We've all done it. It's just your turn. That's it. We all have to do it. It's easy to go, okay, yep, you're right. Let me just do this. Everybody's done it already. For the journeyman, it's a reminder to stay sharp. Okay, keep studying. Keep studying 30 minutes to be the best at your trade. Because if that kid can explain why trench boxes matter,
Yeah.
veterans have no excuses to cut corners and skip out on that trench box. I love having the apprentice teach it, study it, do a little research. Have them bring in an example of a safety issue that happened by not doing something. These are some of the best ways that we retain information by seeing some of those things. And I love this approach. And it was one of my favorites, even coming up through the trade when I was an apprentice, because it did give you that confidence to be able to speak to the crews and be ready to deal with what was coming back from them. Because after that first time, you kind of get the groove of it and come back in for more.
All right, I'm going to jump into the comments real quick. We have missed a few here. Okay, got that one. Tyler Sanford sponsor me. Yeah. He's looking for sponsors, guys. It ain't me. Joe Golick III says hi. Yes, says yeah. Overlook that, Roger. Plumbers need heroes. Just kidding. It's challenging due to membership not helping out here. One man to help teach 25 or so guys. Local 58. Joint Apprentice Training Center in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Live 45 minutes away. Yeah, that. You know, living that far away makes it fun because you got to be on time every day. I get it. You got to be there with the guys, and I'm assuming you're still out in the field. No, you said you're a full-time instructor, so that's a little different. Okay. Man, it's a lot of fun. It's lead by example. It's what it's all about. Tyler Sanford says, I do plastic welding on tanks, and it makes me a lot of money. Yes, it does. I've now, even last week, been inquired by SpaceX engineers to install a manway inside of 3 20,000-gallon HDPE tanks. Yeah. Good for you, brother. Plastic welding a tank in a bottling company is what gives me the capital to get my... I love it. Get your own machines. Went to welding school for 4 years. Just loved learning how to weld. Randy loved it.
Yep.
He did.
Yep.
He knew he didn't want to be under a hood all day.
That's it.
Firecracker Kate, good to see you in here. Says, just came over from TikTok. Thank you so much.
Deal.
Says, I'm listening to y'all in the background while I connect my new bathroom sink. As a Little League mama, you're right about sponsoring local teams. We absolutely pay. Firecracker Kate, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Says we actually pay attention to our sponsors and the kids remember it as well. Appreciate the content. Well, Kate, I appreciate the fact that you're installing your own or working on your own sink.
Your own sink, yep.
Take pictures or videos, send it over to get on Reddit. I've got a subreddit account, Roger Wakefield Posts. Go over there, post it there, and say, so how'd I do? But be careful because some people are going to be rude and tell you exactly what they think. And if everything is not 100% perfect, they'll bust you for it. But it's a lot of fun. And I'd love to see your work. I really would. But where are you located? Maybe I can get you a job in Texas. Tyler Stanford says, how should I reply to SpaceX, them to really lock in on this job? There's maybe 2 or 3 other plastic welding companies in Texas. 2 of them I called and they won't do it. Put together a fair proposal. If there's travel involved, if there's things like that, make sure you cover your per diems, make sure you cover your travel. I mean, literally, when I fly out of town to speak at events, I get paid for travel days. I get paid for everything because I've got to be out of the office. And that means, did you see what time I left last night? Did you see my truck when I left?
You were here.
I figured the dog would bark. I stayed till almost 10 o'clock last night, but I was trying to take care of stuff. And I'm doing that because guess what? Next week, I'm busy. I'm at events and it's like, I know I've got things I've got to do to get done because me being out of town next week takes me away from my job. And it's just a ton of fun. Andrew Brown says, hey, Roger, will you be at PHCC Connect 2025? I am. I'm bringing a video crew with me. I'm videoing at PHCC Connect. I'm going to be hanging out at PHCC Connect. I'm not really hanging out. They got a good schedule for me, but I'll be there. Yeah. Looking forward to seeing you there, brother.
Hanging out, scheduled.
Yeah. Hanging out at scheduled events. All right. Specialty work. Cold storage warehouse retrofits are in high demand, driven by food distribution and pharmaceuticals. These are complex. There's a lot of work to them.
Yes, because they're usually live facilities already. Okay, there's not a lot of these that it's just not an existing space. Some of them, sure. But this means that you are actually working around existing tenants and inventory that's already there. Okay? Now, guys, when you're working in spaces like that, these retrofits can require vapor barriers. I'm talking plastic walls from floor to ceiling.
And sometimes there's certain
completely
thicknesses.
separated, yes.
Because if anybody backs up with a tool in their pocket and it tears that little thin plastic you put up,
That's it, yeah.
you're up the creek.
I was going to say, yeah, ours was always thick and heavy because we did piping and stuff, and it's like, look, I don't need that thing tearing.
Right, because the pipe's
want
going
to
to
deal with
touch
that
it. Trust
again.
me.
That's right.
It's going
I know I'm going to rub it. I know we're going to pass through it. I never went with the thin, unless it was an easy space, I guess. Heavy insulation, okay? Humidity control, specialized refrigeration systems, could be ammonia and stuff. You really want to get in a specialty, go and learn ammonia refrigeration systems and get a lot of these jobs around the country because there's not a lot of installers.
I used to be a director of operations for a big mechanical contractor here. The owner, his nephews did ammonia, did refrigerant.
Yeah.
And they specialized in ammonia. That was their thing. They would literally travel around the country and work for about 1 week a month, 1 week every 2 months.
Yeah.
And they made all the money they needed. And they'd literally come into a place, they'd run their lines, they'd do their due diligence, whatever they had to do, and then they're done and they're gone. And they made so much in a week or weekend sometimes.
They didn't have to work the month.
Yeah, or sometimes two. They're like, yeah, we're
good.
Can you imagine knocking off like a couple of $100K a year just working 1 week every month or two? It's not a bad gig.
I'm gonna go do ammonia. We'll see
I
y'all
know.
later.
I know. I'm not too old to learn something.
But humidity is one of the biggest hurdles here. Okay, and if it's not controlled, you end up with frost buildup, slippery floors, compliance issues. There's a grocery distribution center retrofit where crews had to build temporary enclosures inside the space just to keep products safe during the work. Because that's what you're doing. You're separating you from all the existing. Okay. Now these jobs, they pay a premium. That's why those
Man,
guys
the
can make
big bucks, baby.
That's it. There's not a lot of people in the country doing this, like I said. So if you can really get out there and learn it, this is a great specialty. But they demand careful coordination between the mechanical, the electrical, and installation crews. Everything has to be done precise for everything to run and be operational the right way to not damage the products, to not damage all that pharmaceutical medicines, because if you ruin that, that ain't good. It's a very bad day for you. So, learn it right.
Yeah, learn it good, specializing. You know, we talk about specialty all the time here. It does not matter what trade you're in. Find something that you can specialize in that nobody else does. Okay, social media. Today's spotlight is on Grand Roofing Incorporated. They've nailed this, okay, because they've got a good balance between teaching and storytelling. Their content ranges from technical demos like proper underlayment installation, all the way to full project breakdowns that show the scale of their work. And what makes them stand out is accessibility. They're teaching homeowners why roofing details matter, but they're also giving tradespeople insights into job setups and safety protocols. And we talk about safety all the time, guys. So that's why this is a cool deal. High engagement posts like why underlayment matters rack up views because they blend authority with plain speak explanations. Squirt, why are we talking roofing again? Because it's Wednesday.
Man, it's Wednesday, so we're going to talk a little roofing. And guys, this one is Grand Roofing Inc. Okay? It's a company putting out videos. Man, it sounds like somebody I know that did the plumbing.
I don't know why somebody did that. That's boring. It's not sexy, fun, exciting, or entertaining. Nobody'd ever watch that.
Nobody would ever subscribe to a channel like that.
Not a chance in all heck.
By the way, you know, we're at 30K, man. I appreciate that, everybody. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe real quick.
Hit the subscribe button, ring the bell. If you're on TikTok, jump over to YouTube just so you can subscribe to Trade Talks Live.
Grand Roofing Inc., though. Roofing how to DIY and preventative maintenance. Did y'all hear that? He's teaching it all. And like that's the things that you really want to cover. That's what most people want to know about. I love using YouTube to learn things. How-tos, how to do things, how to fix things, problems I've run into, what's the solution. Now, they're located out of Kokomo, Indiana.
Started right about the same time I did.
Yeah, I was going to say March 2018. Pretty freaking close.
That's when I learned what YouTube was.
He's got 51,000 subs, and they've got over 16 million views with 868 videos. We'll kind of start this out as normal, guys. We're going to kick over here into videos and start out with the oldest, see where everything got started. Roofing. How competition can be a good thing. Now, there's you a video to start on. Because, guys, competition is like... You talk about it in the trades all the time. It's like, look, we're not all just competition necessarily. Like, there's not enough tradespeople to do all the work that's out there anyway. So how are we all competition with each other when there's more work than there are workers?
And I used to tell people I don't have competitors in Dallas. No. I don't, because I do things different than them. I do slab leak detection, whole house water filter. Most plumbing companies don't.
And that's why competition's a good thing, because it helps you stand out from them all. Come on. I love this, though. Kind of doing some tool review. How do you walk on a steep roof? Some product reviews, different tools that you can use in the trade. Love things like that because we're all trying to get better at what we do. Some of the popular stuff. Worst roof ever roofing scammer. Man, sounds like you kind of all these plumbing scammers.
I've seen them.
And that's the thing. Scam alert, you know. Going through, finding out some of the work that somebody else did that they charged this customer for that still has an issue. And it's like, look, yeah, you got scammed. There's tons of roofing scammers out here. So I love to see that they're putting some videos out to try to raise the awareness for people because not everybody knows. Wish we could promote it more so that more people could know to keep an eye out and learn the right ways to actually figure some things out. Different how-tos, safety harnesses, installing, like we were talking about, you know, vent pipe collar repair, worst roof ever. And that's something we dealt with a lot is always trying the pipe penetrations and getting everything to seal right and all that stuff. That's one of the major fights on roofs. One of the biggest problems I think I always heard of on roofing is skylights. almost nobody knows how to seal those the right way. But different tools, roofing hook ladders, stuff like that. It's all about safety, guys. And I love that a lot of the major videos here are devices to help them do their jobs better and safer on a roof. And that's it. Let's see what they're doing lately here. Roof Scammer 5-year update. Boom. We are updating from that original video. I think that's pretty cool. It's smart to do. Some furnace piping, drone roof inspections. We've been talking about those here lately, guys. I think this is pretty cool. I'm actually going to have to go through and kind of watch one of these. I want to see everything that they fly and look at whenever they're doing one of these inspections. We've talked about it for roofing, for scaffolding, for spines, fine spaces. What could you use drones for in your industry? I'm just kind of curious there.
We've used them to video the smoke coming out of smoke test.
That's it. Different roofing on different days and stuff. Just day on the job, day in the life. Electric trailer brake repair, because guess what? Roofers use so many trailers to haul around everything. So it's something that feeds into that world and industry. So don't be scared to just talk about your direct thing. Kick over here to shorts real quick. We'll just kick off the most popular and see what we've got. Just one more roof layer. How many layers are on your roof and how many more are you going to add? This is not always the right fix. And that's, I'm sure, what this dives into is a lot of them go in, they're just like, oh, we'll just throw another layer on, no problem, keep on going. Every layer adds more weight to your roof over time, and there comes a point where it's too many layers, I guarantee
It's too heavy.
So definitely something to keep in mind. I think it's really cool, though, going through and just showing off some of this stuff. And then I like that. What's the most compact nailer you can get for those tight joints in roofing and stuff that you can actually fit in there? Smart thing to do. So definitely a good one to check out. And it's a company trying to show off what they do. And those are the ones that I really like to see.
Because it works.
That's it.
All right, best practices. To wrap up, let's talk about residential service professionals, a community design to help trade business owners scale smarter. When you join residential service professionals, you don't just get advice, you get direct access to coaches who've done what you're doing. They've walked the same path, plus a network of peers facing the same challenges. You'll find ready-to-use pricing calculators, hiring framework, SOPs, checklists, everything to help you do what you're trying to do, and marketing templates that help make your job easier, help you spend less money on advertising, and give you more time. All built specifically for service companies. And the accountability's real. Weekly group coaching, private masterminds, and workshops where you're learning from people who actually held the tools, grown their own businesses, scaled them, and sold them. It's about saving time, cutting wasted trial and error, and building systems that give you freedom instead of chaos, instead of putting you in a cookie cutter mold. And this video is sponsored by Residential Service Professionals. So to learn more about it, go to residentialserviceprofessionals.com. If you want to learn more about YouTube, go to justmetroger.com.
And everybody, we'd like to thank LeakPro for sponsoring today's episode of the Trade Talks, where we build the most precise leak detection system for professional plumbers. I always suggest checking out the complete kit at our website, leak.pro. The complete kit comes with both devices we build. We call it the business in a box. It covers everything for outdoor underground leaks to indoor or anything under a slab. It comes with the probe for that outdoor stuff and that sidekick for indoors. So check out the complete kit at our website, leak.pro. But don't just settle on the tools, get the training too. Give me a call and let's discuss it. I offer a 2-day in-person training. I'll teach you how to locate lines, pinpoint locate leaks under a slab, outside of a slab, even in sewer systems. So if this interests you, give me a call at 1-8888-LEAK-PRO. I'd be happy to talk about the equipment or the training with you.
And guys, do it because it works. Remember, Whiskey Wednesday. Have an amazing day. Richard G. says, greetings from Anaheim, California. Thank you for the videos. Great knowledge you two provide. Thank you so much, Richard.
Thank you.
I may be in Anaheim in March or April, something like that. February, March, or April. It's not a bad time to be in Anaheim. Anyway, guys, remember, whatever you do out there today, do it safe and have fun.
Happy Whiskey Wednesday, everybody. Hope to see you back in here tomorrow for Tequila Thursday. Get out there, hit it effing hard. You know we will. See you tomorrow, guys. Bye.
Thanks, guys.